Hey everybody!
Hey everybody! Welcome to another episode of RunAway Routes.
Absolutely. So, as we said in the last episode, this one was going to have one stop that we were at for 2 nights. But before we got to that one, after we left the Harvest Host at the Soaring Museum, we headed to... a KOA.
A KOA? Wait.
I don't know. Where did we go, everybody? Let's come back to that. Where did we go, Ann?
It's not a KOA. Tall Pines Riverfront Campground.
We went to a non-KOA.
Turn me off.
We went to a non-KOA Tall Pines Campground.
Well, we tried to plan, and I tried to plan, but yeah.
Give me a camera and forget it.
I'm all sitting here like, let me see what that was.
It was also almost a year ago.
Tall Pines Riverfront Campground.
That's what I said.
That's exactly what you said. In Bainbridge, New York.
Absolutely. So it wasn't that far of a drive. We stopped there, pulled over, got checked in, and it was a cute little general store. And as soon as we got out of the coach, the smells of fresh roasted, like the smoker and the barbecue, it was so good. So we went up, checked in. It was our first back-in spot.
Yes.
First time backing in, which was fine because, as you all know, by now we had learned how to hook and unhook the Jeep.
No
so
problem.
We were fine, no worries. And we had our walkie-talkies.
Yes.
So we got checked in. The guy goes, oh yeah, we got barbecue. If you want some, you just got to place an order. I said, okay, great. Got back in the coach. We drove. We went to our first spot. And there was a full-on rave going on next to it.
Oh, yeah. Like, they were ready to just watch our whole backing in and make fun of us, for sure.
Oh, they had their drinks ready. They were ready to party and be a full peanut gallery for us.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Not to mention that with our coach, there wasn't really enough room to make the swing in. Like, there was some trees on the one really, side, so I would have been grazing the trees.
Yeah.
So we looked, and there was a few spots further down.
Right.
And I said, I'm going for it. We'll call down.
Yeah.
So we said, yeah, let's do that. We got into that spot, and we had some trouble getting level, but we finally did it. I called down and changed the spot. But before we did that, I said, Ann, that barbecue smelled really good. We've been very good. We've been eating all the stuff on board.
Let's give ourselves a treat.
Let's just treat. We don't have to go anywhere. Yep. Let's order some of that barbecue. And Ann goes, yeah.
Sounds good. So, when do we place the order?
So I call down there.
Yep.
I've convinced Ann. I say, hey, we changed to this spot. And he said, no problem. I said, that barbecue you talked about, put us down for half a rack of ribs and half a chicken. And he goes, okay, hold on. He goes, oh, sorry. You had to order that at 10 a.m. this morning for the food today.
So you could order for
wait,
tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so what?
We won't be here tomorrow.
Let me tell you all about this barbecue. Let me tease you with it. And by the way,
can't have any.
Get in your DeLorean, go back 6 hours to order it. We had to order it when we were still at the Soaring Museum.
What a bummer. Oh, well.
What are you going to do? So I would have rather him been like, yeah, can't order it.
Yeah, too bad. Not available.
Smells good. Next time you're here, you can have some. He's like, well, we're having an ice cream social later. And I'm like, great, thank you. But then the people said to us, hey, the partiers said, hey, you're good suggestion going to the other spot. The people that had been in the spot that we were in had just left the day before because they had blown out their water lines.
Yes.
So this is a tip. Always have a pressure regulator.
Yes.
Test the water pressure one way or another, but have the regulator on board.
Right.
Because these people's water lines were completely blown out. And a lot of coaches, they say, up to 60 PSI or 80 PSI. And a lot of them really could go higher.
Yeah.
Whatever the pressure was on this thing, it blew out this coach's lines. So we were glad that wasn't going to be us.
Yes.
We had a few power issues, but they came and they just checked on the wiring and it was okay.
Right.
But overall it was a fine stop.
Oh yeah.
Just a little tease with the barbecue.
Oh yeah.
So from there we were going to load up and we're going to go someplace for the 2-night stay and really relax. And where do we go then? So where do we go from there?
All right, so from there, we went to Hartwick Highlands Campground.
Hartwick Highlands Campground, and we were staying there for 2 days.
Yep, we went to Milford, New York.
And what's near Milford, New York, and why we were going to be there for 2 days?
For this guy.
And you were excited too.
Oh yeah, I was excited too. Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York is right nearby. Yes. And I'd never been in all my life, so I was very excited, especially to have it so close by.
Yeah.
So we went on the road. You go through a couple little small towns. It was really cute on the way to it. Samantha, the devil Samantha, came out, and she took us on this long route around and up this small little road. No problem. We got into the campground.
Right.
We checked in. Family-run place, really fantastic. The young lady who checked us in was super helpful.
Yep.
Big, long pull-through spots. I mean, it didn't matter. We were unhooking for the Hall of Fame anyways, but it was nice. A big dog park and a small dog park.
Even if your dog was trained to do the, agilities.
Yeah.
You could have had some fun with that.
And she goes, so did you come in on that first turn? I said, what are you talking about? She goes, oh, that turn by the farm? I said, no, we came up this road. She goes, oh, you came up that way? Ooh, you're brave to do that in that rig. And I'm like, thanks, Samantha. So it turns out that there's a turn that leads straight into the campground. It would have taken about 7 minutes off our route and been super easy.
Smoother road.
We definitely went out that way in 2 days. But it was awesome. For Cooperstown, it was great. We went the next morning and ate at that little tiny cafe.
Yeah, little diner cafe.
Yeah, it was a little tiny diner.
I mean, it was tiny.
Yeah, I mean, 12 people can eat there at one time, I think.
Really good food.
Fantastic food, nice people. And then it was walking distance down to the Hall of Fame. Yep. So we went, did the whole Hall of Fame. It was awesome to see all the different exhibits and all the uniforms. And we just really had a fantastic time there. And then we were going to stay at a Harvest Host near Cooperstown.
Right.
And that's when we had decided, let's do 2 days so we can really see the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And but we said, hey, let's go try it, because like at the Soaring Museum, it was a really cool place, and this one was going to be an orchard. So we went over there, and I have to tell you, with a 40-foot rig with a Jeep in tow, we would have had to unhook somewhere else. Because it was a little bridge to cross and then a tight turn. The Jeep would have still been on the little bridge when I'm turning into the parking lot. So, and there was it stopped there to unhook. You would have taken up the entire street.
Right.
So we were glad we weren't doing the Harvest Host. We did go in. We got some apple cider donuts, and some of those dips that we shared with. We got some of those dips that we shared in Phoenix with Briggs on the Road and Life Uninterrupted. And definitely would go back and get some more of those dips.
So many different flavors. I mean, it
was called Fly Creek Orchard, right? Fly Creek Orchard?
Yes.
So what kind of dips? Sorry, I interrupted.
That's all right. They have buffalo chicken. So they have a lot of savory ones and sweet ones. And we had gotten a caramel apple dip as well.
BLT.
And super easy, obviously, to mix those up.
Yeah, it's either with cream cheese or with sour cream or something, right?
Or a little of both.
Or a little of both. So we had a good time there.
And don't go there on an empty stomach, because they give free samples, and your bill will go from being like $10 to being like $70.
Easily.
Easy. So
you're like, let's get this barbecue sauce. Let's get that. We had to stop ourselves and say, no, we don't need this.
They had apples to buy, cider to buy. I mean, we were getting into cider territory, and that's trouble. Yeah, it was
good. It was trouble, but good. But we had a good time.
We had, such a fun time. They had a nice, I think you mentioned this, little barbecue going for the people there, and so we got a hot dog and
we shared something.
Probably
I think a pretzel. Apple cider, a pretzel.
Right.
We love our pretzels.
We love our pretzels, as you can.
And then from there, after those 2 days, then we headed toward Massachusetts.
Yeah, now we're getting closer to Cape Cod.
Thank you so much for coming along with our RunAway Routes, and we will see you on the next episode.
Here we go. Thanks, guys.
Massachusetts, getting closer to Cape Cod.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.